Hey everybody, and good Tuesday evening to you. Thank you for joining me once again for a fresh edition of Weather for Weather Geeks. This is the Valley's most in-depth, geeky, detailed weather video. We try to really expand on what we do on TV and even on social media in this video. It's for those who are into the weather, really enjoy the detail, and also for those who actually need a more detailed weather forecast than you're ever going to find on any app or even on social media. Maybe your business depends on the weather and you just need a lot more detail than you can find anywhere else. This video is for you, and we like to start out these videos when the weather is pretty quiet, taking a look back at something in the past, and we want to stretch back 25 years this evening. I looked back at the weather records for today's date, the 13th day of August, and it was on this date 25 years ago. Back on August 13th, 1994, we had the wettest August day on record in Youngstown, 3.47 inches worth of rain from midnight to midnight. Back on August 13th, 1994. We had nothing like that today. Over the last 24 hours, we've seen generally about a quarter of an inch as an average worth of precipitation. A lot of amounts pretty close to 0.25 here. Alliance, to Latonia, Columbiana, Boardman, downtown Youngstown, up into Mercer and Sandy Lake as well. Newton Falls also checked in with about a quarter of an inch. We actually missed out on much of the heavy rain. Now, yesterday morning, it looked like this heavy rain threat would materialize in parts of our area. It started to become pretty obvious late in the afternoon into the evening yesterday that the threat was shifting to the south, and that did transpire today. They had a very wet day from New Philly across Route 39 towards Atwood Lake, Carrollton, Delroy, and then continuing down into areas to the south of Columbiana County, a little bit closer to the Steubenville area, kind of Island Creek, and over into the West Virginia Panhandle. Inch or two, even locally more, and some flood advisories were out earlier on today in those locations. But again, that was a miss just to the south for us. We had some kind of nuisance late rain and drizzle throughout the afternoon. It kind of reminded me a little more of November or March. It was warmer than it usually is in November or March, but that's the way the sky kind of looked at it. It didn't really look like the kind of sky we're used to in the middle of summer. And a little mist. I can't rule it out this evening. The radar looks quiet, but I can't rule out might have to flip on the wipers once or twice this evening. Showers continue to kind of rotate off to the south. More substantial stuff is going to miss us again, heading down towards Cambridge, Zanesville, and then perhaps down into the Wheeling area before the evening is through. For us, again, a little mist, a little drizzle. That should be about it. All right, looking at the satellite, of course, we're getting closer to sunset as of 7:11 this evening, so everything looks a little dimmer over the last few frames here, but you can see that there has been some clearing off to our north throughout the afternoon. Now, assuming this clearing gets in here overnight, and I suspect it will, we'll have to watch then for some patches of fog to form across the area late tonight into tomorrow morning. That will be dependent again on the sky clearing enough. You get enough radiational cooling, and then the temperature can cool down to the dew point, and those dew points are still elevated. We're in the mid-60s now, but not far to our north, just across the lake. Some drier air is coming in via Canada, so the dew point down in the lower 60s in Detroit, mid-50s in Lansing, up towards Watertown and Rochester, New York. Dew points have dropped into the 50s, and that's the kind of air we're going to have here tomorrow. But again, as the sky clears tonight and those temperatures drop back to about the dew point, we'll have to watch for some fog. Now, this could either materialize as a deck of kind of stratus clouds, which would be better than fog. But if that low deck of clouds does go all the way down to the ground, then it will be fog. So if you're a morning commuter on Wednesday, that'll be something to watch out for. All right, Wednesday I think is a better day overall as we get into that northeasterly flow, pushing that drier air in. We'll see dew points retreating. Now, you'll notice our model here tries to spit out a couple of showers in parts of the area in the afternoon. I think this is a real low-end chance kind of a thing, maybe down towards east of Liverpool and then closer to Wheeling and Steubenville. I doubt it's much farther north than that, and I've got a dry forecast going for our TV viewing area tomorrow. I'll watch these model trends this evening. I might have to toss in a 10 to 20% chance for areas maybe south of 224 tomorrow afternoon. Otherwise, yeah, nicer day. I think we'll see some sun. And look at these dew points dropping from the air you can wear territory we have tonight, upper 60s to around 70. And then from north to south, we'll see those dew points retreating into the lower 60s, maybe even upper 50s in some spots. Again, if that a little subtle boundary kind of hangs up and maybe even leads to a stray shower in Salineville, Calcutta, East Liverpool, maybe the dew points don't drop as much down there, but I'm not real convinced just yet that that boundary hangs up as far north as our in-house model depicts for tomorrow. All right, a little trough of low pressure, kind of a kind of a leftover boundary, if you will, on Thursday. Could spark a shower or a storm this day. I think there'll be plenty of dry time Thursday, but I've got a 30%, 40% chance of a pop-up shower or a storm in the forecast for Thursday. Even lower chances on Friday. Might even end up removing any stray chances in Friday's forecast, but with this boundary not far away, I can't at this point at this stage of the game, I can't totally rule out a stray shower or a storm as we wrap up the week on Friday. All right, I've been talking a lot lately about the medium and long range looking pretty warm. Here's the next 10 days versus average. Today, easily the coolest day of the next 10, it looks like. Will be slightly above average Wednesday through Friday, and then I've got 86 in the forecast for Saturday, 89 on Sunday. That's almost 10 degrees above average. Our averages stay around 80 until the very end of this 10-day period. Then they drop out of the 80s for the first time in a while. Our average high by the end of next week will have slipped down to 79. Of course, the averages fall pretty slowly here in the first half of August, second half of August into September especially. Of course, those averages really start tumbling at a more rapid pace. That'll do it for tonight. Thank you for checking out tonight's video. I'll have an update on tomorrow's forecast and everything else you need to know about the short range and the medium range tonight on 21 News at 11 o'clock. Join Emily tomorrow morning on WFMJ Today, and I'll see you back here for another edition of Weather for Weather Geeks on Wednesday.